Hi everybody. I know it's a little dark. I'm on my way home from work. Just had a little question. What happened to all the country? You know, and I'm not talking country music, country twang, nothing like that. I'm talking about real country, you know, the woods. You know, when I was younger, I grew up in the fields. I grew up out in the country. You know, we were miles and miles away from the city. And it was beautiful out there. You know, you didn't have to worry about smog. You didn't have to worry about hearing gunshots unless someone was hunting. You know, it made sense back then, you know? Now, you don't really have anything. And again, I'm sorry it's dark. Here, so you know it's me. Hi. Anyway, you know, I think when you go into the city, it's basically like a lazy thing. You know, instead of going out in the country and exploring, you stay indoors and get on your Twitter or get on your Facebook. You know, nobody seems to care about living out in the country anymore. Everybody wants to be in the city. Everybody wants to be where everybody else is at. Basically nobody really wants privacy. It's like, I don't get why someone is bitching about privacy when they live inside of a gated community where your nearest neighbor is literally, you could stick your hand out the door and reach their window. You know, my backyard was the woods. You know, I didn't have a fenced-in backyard. You know, like I said, I grew up poor. I grew up in a trailer with my mom, my stepdad, and my sister. You know, we didn't have much, but you know, we got by. We had fun. You know, you made life fun back then. Nowadays, what do people need for fun? They need their cell phones. They need their game systems. They need their tablets. You know, they need their dumb friends. And when I say dumb friends, I mean literally, most of your friends are stupid. I'm sorry, but if the only thing that makes it better for you is if you smoke weed or you gotta drink every time, you know, that's my personal opinion. You know, we didn't need that in the country. There was so much stuff to do. You could build whatever you wanted. You could go out and explore. You could hunt. You could fish. You could go swim in the creek. You know, you didn't have to worry about anybody kidnapping you because nobody knew where the hell you were. You know, it was so bad when I was younger. My mom actually had to get a big dinger bell, or triangle, if you will, one of those big old steel or cast iron triangles, and she had to smack that damn thing to get us to come home. You know, our punishment was to stay inside. That was how our mom would punish us when we were kids, when we lived out there. You know, when we moved into the city, it went from, oh, you can't go outside, to, I'm going to take your game systems away. You know, you can't watch TV. It's, you know, dumb shit like that. You know, it's like nobody has an imagination anymore. Besides, you know, writers. And at the time, you're like, where do these guys come up with this shit? It's like, this guy should be in an insane asylum. But, I mean, you don't see people very happy anymore. You know, they have to have their electronics. They have to listen to some retarded-ass music. You know, nobody wakes up to the sound of crickets anymore. Nobody can sit out there with nothing but a fire out. You can look up and see the stars. You can't see the stars in the city. Don't lie to me, you can't. Unless you live out in the boondocks, you don't see stars. And seeing the stars is a beautiful thing, man. You know, it lets you see just how small we are. That's what I've always said, you know, if you really think you're the biggest, the baddest son of a bitch out there, look up. I'm not saying look up to God. I'm saying look up and see the expansive universe that we can see with our naked eye. And just think, for every star you can see, there's billions of them you can't. You know, these stars are billions and billions and trillions of miles away. You know, light years away. And we can see them with our naked eye because every star you see up there possibly is already dead. We're seeing the after effect of the light from this already dead star. it takes that long for it to get to for the stars to get to us. It takes that long. But like I said, every star has its own solar system. Every star has its own planets around it. Granted, they're not planets like ours. Just think of this. Every single star you see has a planet around it. At least one. Now, whether it's inhabitable by humanoids like us or inhabitable by something else, we have no idea. Because we have not been out that far. We've speculated, but we have never been out that far. So, I guess the moral of this is, realize, for one, that we are not the center of the universe. Realize that we are nothing but a speck of microscopic dust. If you want to go by scientific views, we are the smallest molecule in a giant bowl. If say you got a bowl of darkness, and inside that darkness are the molecules. We're an atom, if that. Maybe a neutron or an electron. We are that tiny compared to everything else out there. Our planet's not even the biggest one in our solar system. A lot of people don't realize just how expansive the universe is. They don't understand. A lot of people just can't fathom, like even I can't even fathom how big it is, because we don't know. We know where some stars are. We have satellites that fly out there that have passed Neptune and Pluto and all that and are still going. And by the time a picture from one of these satellites come in, we've already sent 15 other satellites out easily. There's some satellites where it takes 5 years for one single picture to come in. I know it sounds kind of hippie-ish, if you will, but it's one of those things where we just don't know. We're microscopic little, just, this isn't even us. Squish your fingers as tight as you can. That might be how small we are compared to everything else in the universe. That's when I'm sitting there thinking, I'm big, I'm bad, I look up. I see how expansive the universe is, and I realize just how small we really are. Everybody's like, oh, that's a bleak way to look at it. It's not a bleak way to look at it. It's a logical way to look at it. No matter how big a person is, compared to the universe, you're nothing. Just remember that when you're trying to sit there and, peacock your way into making somebody scared of you, just remember, you ain't the biggest. We can't fathom how big the universe is. And it's forever expanding. Everybody's like, oh, well, the Big Bang is just a theory. If the Big Bang is just a theory, then religion is just an idea. That's the way I look at it. It's just an idea. It's an idea that some Jewish rabbis came up with to try to give them more power over the simple-minded people. It's a great thing to control the simple-minded when it comes to religion. Now, people will fight with you tooth and nail if it comes to politics, if it comes to, black, white, brown, yellow, pink, whatever. But when it comes to religion, people tend to listen. It's a good power. It's a good power thing. It's not something I like, but it happens. I don't know how I went from where all the country go to being an expansive universe, but this is just a normal rant. It's Monday. It's the first day of the week, so naturally it was the longest fucking day of the week. So just shit that runs through my head, man. I'm gonna get off here. My wife's inside sleeping. I'm gonna go in there and cuddle up next to her and try to finally get some sleep. Y'all have a very good night. See you guys later.